welcome back to the place to be on Thursday night, Taboo Talks. The no bars chit-chat show between bold young adults who not afraid to spill the beans if need be. We're here to speak our minds and to ask the uncomfortable but very necessary questions, all in the hopes of gaining insights from each other as well as from experienced professionals about topics that matter most but still ruffle a few societal feathers. I'm your host, Drea Rena, and today on Taboo Talks, we want to dive into the phenomenon that has taken our generation by storm. Social media. We use it, we talk about it, and it is a constant part of our everyday lives. But how have these internet-based communication platforms impacted us? Social media. Substance or just hype? As usual, I have 4 guests with me this evening, ready to convey their thoughts on the matter. Please introduce yourself, guys. I'm actually very excited for this group because I know most of the people here this time around. But we have the lovely...
Hi, guys. So I'm Angel Espat, better known as the Arabian King. So, friend.
Hi everyone. I am Kia Pastor, better known as Kia. Oh my goodness. I never have a better comeback after that statement.
So, hi everyone, my name is Renata Samuels, Honorable Renata Samuels, future Prime Minister.
Honorable Renata Samuels.
Honorable Renata Samuels, just when I come out, you guys vote for me.
Okay.
Love that.
Okay, nice to meet you, Renata.
Nice to meet you.
And I'm Andre Pitts, known as Chillin' with Buddha.
So we'll start off with a little study that we reviewed. So we were reading that there are 4 types of social media users. There are professionals, creators, sharers, and bonders. In Belize, we also have the people then were just fast.
Of course. And then a mix. Then they
So,
can't mix.
Please start off by telling us a little bit about what you even think social media is, right? I mean, we say it all the time. It's out there. Oh, social media this, social media that, marketing this. I'm going to influencer that. But what is social media? And I think I'm going to go with the marketing girl, Kia, to help me with this one.
Okay, the marketing girl.
What is social media, Kia?
Well, I mean, when it comes to social media, you could use it to your advantage in any regard, whether it's through a business, whether it's through just sharing a little bit about your life, sharing something that you're passionate about, finding people that's also passionate about the same things you're passionate about, and just exchanging information and being better and learning more. You know, to me, social media, I've been through different stages of social media and it has affected me both in positive ways and negative ways. But currently, I'm more focused on just the business aspect of it. And I must say that it has been an advantage for the business because especially in these COVID times, I mean, so social media is the way to go business-wise. We just specify
so that's how
business-wise.
you use it. You
Yes.
fully only use it for work.
Yes.
For
well, I
professional
mean, I'm
reasons.
also a sharer.
I'm just going to say that.
Solely on a close friends list, though. Yes.
So what if in those 4 categories, are you the fast one? No, you're not fast.
No.
You sure?
I mean, see, the
Must
thing
be the
is,
fast one.
literally, because then the
I
thing
think
is,
all of we kind of fast.
I mean,
Don't put me there.
You really, come on. No?
He doesn't got it fast, fierce.
I keep that minimum.
oh, if you say so. But yeah, he not always the one for talk about the jokes. Bring out the first jokes of
Sure.
a situation.
Yeah, but in order to
But so
share,
you have to
however,
fast, you have to
you have to
know.
process it, right? In order to share, you have to be fasting
Yes,
on something to
in
share,
order
right?
to know.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say. You can't
Yeah.
not say that you're not
He not
fast.
always the first person to post about anything.
Maybe fast as in FAST, but not fast as in interfering.
Okay.
Big difference. Big difference.
So do you feel like having social media accounts is necessary though? Like, do you feel that that's something that you can do without or no?
I feel like it depends, no? Like what you're using it for, you know, like what's your intent behind it. I mean, we know some people like oversharing. and other people use it for work, and other people create content for other people. So it all depends on what exactly it is that you're doing, because I have some people that don't care what's going on social media, and that's totally fine, because a lot of people fast, and we don't have to do that all the time. But if you're using it with the proper intent, then we're there for a reason.
Okay, so let me ask you this. I was listening to a TED Talk before this. I'm not even gonna lie. You know, just that's another thing. I went on social media to talk about social media.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm thinking to myself, okay, I really don't know of anyone that is not online. Like, I don't know of anyone that doesn't have a social media account. And the people that I do, like, say, okay, I don't think they have an account, but they're not, on it. Like, they deactivate, or for whatever reason, they just don't use it. Are like our parents or grandparents or an older person, or like, one of those I'm living off the grid.
Off the grid.
Kind of people, I'm like I live off the land, So how do you feel? How does that even make you feel that we're essentially in the matrix, in a network? And how do you communicate with people that are offline?
What's up?
That's a social media platform.
And then the call, but that's what I was gonna get to. Unlike Angel, I actually believe that social media is necessary. It's vital. I don't believe it's depending on anything, because social media is not just Instagram or Facebook. It's Viber, it's WhatsApp, and all older people. My grandmother has WhatsApp, and she knows to use it well, except video calls. She's not good at that. But
A work in progress.
work in progress. But I feel like social media is a way to connect. I mean, yes, there are the oversharers. There are ones that use it for business and so forth, but it's just a way to stay connected, to know what's happening. And even if you don't know what's directly happening with people, you don't want to know about news and so forth, social media is a platform where you can be able to connect to people, your friends and your family. And so when you look at it in that spectrum, you understand the vitality, the necessariness that we're supposed to have it, because how else are we going to talk? Text, call, and not everybody has credit. And most people have internet.
True.
So I feel like it's just a good platform that we use to connect.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also
Fair.
agree. I feel like social media very important and necessary. Unless you really want to off-grid and isolated, then you stay there. But if you want to maintain any type of relationship with the rest of the world, with your friends, your family, strangers, you might want fast span, then I think that you should be on social media.
Well, I'm from village, and I know so much people when I have social media, like not Facebook, not Instagram, not even WhatsApp,
And so what they do?
they're just connected with their same circle, with people from down the street, people from where they grew up with, So that's like a normal thing in like the more smaller communities in Belize.
Well, I guess that's different, since they could maintain relationships because they're like sun up in a barn and wave across.
Exactly.
I was gonna say, because if you're in a close vicinity, then it's okay. But then how if their neighbors or somebody that they're very close to goes away? For me, for example, my grandmother is in India right now. That's really far away. I can't call her international call, my cheap friend. So like, to think about that way of connecting, like these people, the circumstances for them are they are around the people that they love, that they connect with and so forth. They don't have to worry about reaching out. But if a time comes that they need to reach out, I bet you $100 on that. They will get with the WhatsApp, they will get with the Viber, whatever it is they need to get with, because they want to stay close and connected. So.
Okay, so essentially social media rules our lives. That's what you're saying.
I think essentially everything comes with its pros and its cons.
It's an addition. It depends, how you add it to your life, because you can use it as something that will keep you connected, keep you informed, allow you to like influence other people and help build your network and so forth professionally, and even with friends and so. But it can also be detrimental. It could be something that sucks away from your life, that you give your entire life your master. And so for that, it can rule your life in that way, and that's when it's unhealthy, and that's when you need to take a step back and stop.
But then is social media to blame, or is just the user? Is it the kind of user that you are?
I think a combination, but I would have put a majority of the onus on the user. Because if you have a weak mind and you get sucked in and you get carried away by trends, then you just set up yourself. But if you're purposeful and you take advantage of social media instead of taken advantage of, then a different story.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think it depends on the circumstances. And anyone can go on social media and say, okay, well, maybe I will be a part of this trend or that trend. But for example, okay, I was in the pageant world many, many moons ago. And
2 years ago.
Do you see how she sits up? She does the whole posture thing.
Right before COVID, as she said many moons ago.
anyways, years ago. So it's like going into social media, it was a means of networking, but also learning because, you know, here in Belize, we don't have a real pageant industry. So there was so much I learned in terms of standards and in terms of training. So, but also, you could just be there, be a queen, and people would just attack you for no reason. Not even people that are a part of the pageant world. So that wasn't even my purpose. My purpose was to connect with the people in my
Right.
world. But, you know, you can't, certain things you just can't avoid. So,
What's your take on it, Arabian King?
Well, I mean, we have all of us do something completely different on social media. And I feel like, as Andrea said, if you're someone who has a very weak mind and you're on social media, then you kind of start comparing yourself to the people you follow. And then you start thinking like, oh, is my content good enough? Like, am I doing this right? And then it becomes a cycle and it does become detrimental. And like people sometimes do reach out to me like, how do you get to deal with it? Focus on yourself.
literally.
Because if you're focusing on your content and what you're putting out, then it's 100% of you dedicating your time to your work.
Right.
I'm not going, if I'm going to be following another creator, it's to be inspired by them to make my work better, not to be like, oh, their work is A1 and mine isn't there yet. Okay, yeah, fair, but you're not going to be pushing yourself back because you're not where you want to be.
Right.
And I feel like that has been a very big issue. And it is a very big issue right now with social media because everyone's comparing themselves to, I don't have these numbers, I don't look this way, I don't do this, I don't do that. Then, friend, take a seat and just reevaluate.
And you know
Yeah.
what's funny about that? Sorry to cut you off. Yes, but it's like the people that look at you and compare themselves to you, they try to bring you down.
Yeah, they're not
That's
trying
it,
to
yeah.
improve, they want to bring you down.
Yes,
Fact.
exactly.
But I think the pressure is where creators feel that a small part of the equation compared to regular people who just share or use social media. I think especially ones who have a weak mind or low self-esteem, I think they have a greater issue on social media.
Yeah.
Right.
Because young girls, for example, if they come in from a strict family or a normal family and they watch other girls that turn up every weekend and they twerk and they Drea Rush, then they might start feel like they might start questioning themselves and wonder. They might start questioning themselves and say, but what did I do wrong? Or what up with my parents? They hold me back from living my best life.
Yeah, that's
So-
true.
And I think they're more vulnerable. So I don't really worry about creators. You have to do what you have to do if you're not a creator. But I worry about regular user, especially young kids
That's-
just entering social media.
I think that's a good distinction.
Yeah.
Honestly, because we're talking about the formation of minds,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I So I so I still
Thanks for making it
remember
clear.
I still remember a time where I had to use the phone with the long cord for like talk to my friends.
I use that too.
And you still have dialogue, you know what I mean? And then like you're mad and they cuss you like, get off of the phone, like, you know, because you're on the phone for hours. So can we say that we're essentially looking at a generation of narcissists? Because
Whoa.
I am going
You
to
just went there.
That escalated quickly.
no, I'm going to tell you. He was talking about the difference between creators and users,
Regular
and
users.
just regular users. And I feel like I'm, in a way, a creator. Maybe not for my own page, really, but I've done it for work.
Yeah.
And I do find myself using the method that you say. Just think about myself. Like, there are people that will always have a negative opinion.
True.
And sometimes
Definitely.
it's not even an opinion, it's just word vomit.
Yeah.
And I find that it doesn't really bother me because, not me.
You look good.
You know, they really are like on me because they wish they were me. That's, you know, that's the mentality
Right.
that you
That's
keep.
facts.
Yeah.
But then, how long before that stance turns into just full-on self-absorption?
Mr. Creator,
Wow.
you.
I think that there is a very fine line that you don't want to cross, right? Because if we're creating, like when I create for business pages, I know what I'm doing. I plan that out. Then when I'm on my end, like I have to plan that out as well. But it's a different ball game because now going from what is creating for a business page and moving into fashion and lifestyle, very different. So you have to know the difference, right? And then if you're always going to be like, oh, I'm the baddest one, you can't push it all the way because then if you're going to be walking out on the street and you have this mentality that me, you defeat the purpose of influencing people in the right way because then people won't want to speak to you. I like being able to going out and people, they're like, oh, hi, you're the Arabian King. Like, yes, what's up? Because that's what you want to do. Like, you want to make connections with these people. You don't want to walk up with your nose in the air. Like, yes, that might be the mentality what you have when you're creating work for yourself. But not when you go out there. And so like it's just something that there's that line, just don't cross it because nobody want to work with you.
Right. And let's talk, you know what? And that's totally true. Like your internet persona or your social media persona is not most of the time the same, your actual persona. Like what the world's, like the day-to-day physical world.
Yeah.
True.
So, okay. So we live in Belize, right? And we have some Belizeans that are quite famous. We already know the most famous one. I ain't want to call the name. But everybody already knows. But so we have, and then we have those, and then we have like, let's say, Iris or myself. We have a following. We're influencers. I don't know. I cringe when somebody says, oh, you're an influencer. Like, no, I don't identify with that term. Do you think that people really are influenced by people with large followings?
Absolutely.
Here in Belize, like local influencers?
I mean, that natural psychology. I use easy example, DJ Dollar. If I see he go to a new resort and say, man, this spot nice, cheap, I'll be like, I can go check out this spot too. Something basic as that is being influenced. If he posts, he go in the X barber shop, he posts up pictures in there. And I'll be like, man, this spot that happened, I want to check out this spot too.
Right.
And it's happened at many different levels, that's what I say. Absolutely. The world of influencers right here that believe it's not a real thing.
It's a real thing.
Because I get sucked in to some influencers, and I believe I also influence some leave it as well. So
Well, leave it.
I believe in it. I leave it.
I don't know. I'm not influenced by...
I honestly don't like the term influencers because like there's still like a very negative light on it, like internationally, you know. So I prefer like when you say like content creators. But then when I was working with certain businesses, there was one business that like they reached out after they sent me some products and they're like, you know, my sales gone up just because you say, hey, I use this for my eyebrow. And they're like, we've done a lot of sales, so I was like, cut my check.
Right.
So it does work, it does happen, it's a thing. I feel like it's slowly like building up a little bit more. I feel like we kind of have like a little snowball effect here.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's working, and because of that, like I've bought some products as well. I bought the margaritas. I haven't bought them. I met my sister buy it. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
Shout out to Pam.
10 out of 10. So it is a thing. I mean, I can't go shop that pink, but I will share the post. I will pick another blouse.
Listen, we have tops like these, okay?
Okay, one circle. Wow, make it work.
We have kimonos, we have, you know.
So, next question. Is social media or the use of social media addicting? Can it be categorized as an addiction?
Definitely.
Yes,
I think
definitely.
I addicted.
I quote saying that I think I addicted.
I just want we all realize real quick, before we start this, all of us were on our phones.
Yeah.
Every single one of us were on our phone creating stories or to watch this or to watch
I just want to
that.
throw out the reason I was on my... I could justify myself right now.
But you were on it.
I was on my phone because I am trying to get up the views and so forth so people can know what's happening. It's not because I'm addicted. I am trying to benefit the show more and you know, that kind of thing. So it was not because I'm addicted. I can stop whenever I want.
We
The first step is to admit that you have a problem.
I think we should do that, admit it.
I can personally tell you, I can testify that if my phone is dead and if I am in like otherwise knocked out sleeping or doing something, I am anxious.
Yes.
Like I am like, oh my god, and I want to get there on it to just message me.
You swear think you'll miss out on something fascinating in the world, but literally it's just your mind.
But just like in this digital world, I think things move so fast. Like one big news could get overshadowed in 2 minutes. So
Yeah, that's facts.
maybe not real, but in my mind sometimes, like if you miss out for 2 hours, you could be like 2 weeks behind because that not even on the news because that gun steal, and you just never know that Nike made a giveaway $1,000 because your phone was dead and you're stupid.
Yes.
So then some of the thoughts that got your mind.
Like, honestly, your phone is an extension of yourself now.
Yeah.
Like, people when not have phone, I feel sorry for them. Like, people were still
They
low
want
at-
a tablet or something.
Yeah, I feel
make it work.
for them. I feel for them. And I want to also ask, does it really, at this point, are we so far down the rabbit hole? Does it even matter if we're addicted to it or not?
No.
I think so, to a level, because remember there's healthy addiction to a level then, I guess, because for me, all right, I'm gonna say I'm addicted. I guess I'm gonna do that.
Drink the water, Nana.
Welcome to the
yeah.
gang.
It went
Welcome
down-
to the gang.
it went down hard, but like, I can say that it's not I can't go without going on social media for the day. If I get super busy with whatever I'm doing with school or work or whatsoever, I'm okay with not going on until when that time is coming on. But there's some people that they need to see that phone 24/7. If you check the percentage of how much you're on, because you know your phone
Yeah.
does that,
Right.
you can see that they're
Too
on like
much negativity.
24/7.
Yeah.
And so then it becomes too much negative.
I don't even-
Get out.
I'm just saying, like, you can check, and that's the thing. So you have to be able to have a balance, because nothing is wrong with being up to date with what's happening, seeing the newest news or
Up
so.
to the
Because
minute.
not up to the minute, but like, you know what I mean. Like, nothing is wrong with that. But I think it's the level where you're always on your phone, that you can't have a quality conversation without going on your phone. I mean, you can go out with your friends and you have to be on your phone 20. Like, that is when it becomes a problem, because then you're taking away from the normal socialization that you're supposed to be having.
Right.
So nothing is wrong with tweaking and saying, I'm here, hey, hey, hey.
Right.
But like, if you're all night doing that, then you need to like reevaluate yourself.
Yeah.
Then you have a problem.
Yes.
But we
Maybe
don't
the
have no
place boring.
problems here. We don't have no problems here because we're having a great conversation so far.
Yes. Nobody not even shake up
Nobody
yet.
check out their phone yet.
No, nobody.
As soon as they go to commercial.
As soon as that commercial.
Well, I'm sure a lot of our viewers are intrigued and encouraged already by what we've been talking about, but we do have to take a little break. But when we're back, we're going to chat some more and speak to the influencers that we have present here today.
The one influencer.
Welcome back to Taboo Talks. I'm your host, Drea. And tonight we are discussing the heated topic, the important topic of social media. We originally were speaking about what that means for our society, what that means for our generation, and does it really matter at this point? But I want to ask another question. Do you feel that social media creates a fake reality that pressures others into changing who they are? We touched on it a little bit, but do you feel that people really and truly are living double, triple, or I don't know how many lives via social media?
I think influencers like you really pressure other people sometimes. Like
Me?
Yes.
Let
like
alone me?
sometimes at their home, the man
She just took her hair off it. It's like, it's okay.
Sometimes at their home, the man might own business,
Yeah.
and you there a sandbar. I'm like, motherfucker, man, what do you go down? I want one of the key trip, and that one really stress sometimes.
Yeah.
And for other people, it could be other things, but me personally, sometimes I feel pressured or stressed out in a sense, influence negatively.
So like FOMO, like fear of missing out, like there's like this like insecurity that builds up in you and you feel like you have to showcase.
Want leave it, but you have to manage it. You have to be like, cut that out, that crazy thinking. But it creep up on you sometimes.
From the saying of living your best life, I think that's when it kind of went downhill from there.
Right.
Because a lot of people started to, quote unquote, live their best life and evidently show it. So
Right.
people that go to bars, they got a key, and then they live it up. They
Right.
drink and they party and whatever it is, and you're just home sometimes and you're just like, okay. and then you even want to tap fast because you're like you don't really want to see it or so forth, right? So basically, it's that whole idea that you're watching people and you kind of want that life. You kind of want to be having fun because maybe you're stuck doing chores or you don't have the finances to go do that.
Right.
So I believe that it's true that some people look at things and they want it, and then I do know there's double lives too, because you never know after you gonna key or whatever it is, you need Raymond's for the rest of the week or the rest of the month or something like that. Because there's some people too that go somewhere.
It's worth the sacrifice.
There are some people that go somewhere, like spend money, big money on that, and then they suffer throughout the rest of the time just for, they do it for the likes and whatever it is, or the follows or so forth. Do it for the gram and stuff like that. And so I do know there are people that live double lives, or who really is going to be posting up they're crying and they're going through the worst of worst? Let's be really honest here. No one, people look at that and they're like, that's ghetto. Look at that, she's crying, all this snot. That doesn't look good for the grounds.
Right.
So no one's gonna really be posting what they're really going through. You're gonna be posting and showing your best self. So that's naturally what happens, and then people are seeing their best self, and then if you're not having your best self, you're looking at somebody else and you want that.
Right. I definitely experienced that, but I think it's on a larger scale for me. Like, I know you get upset when I'm at Sandbar and you're at work. But you know, like you said, you live different lives and everything is a highlight reel. It's not the background or what's happening in the background.
Exactly.
Because on the way to Sandbar, you don't know what may happen. Maybe I may throw up, or like, maybe I forgot my sandwiches at home and I didn't eat anything at Sandbar. You know, I got sunburn. I don't know.
Sandals boss or something.
I don't know.
Like what Renata made say, I think we're dangerous to people that if you to compare your everyday life
to
what somebody
else.
put on social media, because that they filter out and that's just the best of the best. So that probably 3 days out of 365, and you know they're home, stressed, annoyed, feel bad because your regular life, not a glam life like that.
Right.
But you just have to be mindful that that's just their best of the best. So.
And if you put into account COVID right now and how people, the economic situation of society and how people are not making money like before. And so you think about people, maybe they once had that life, that they could go out freely and they didn't have to worry about the next meal or so forth, but maybe they lost their job or the job like cut their pay or something like that. And now you're in a situation where your friends possibly could go out and you can't go out. So it's like a whole pile of dynamics that come into it now because of the COVID situation.
But I believe that I don't necessarily think it's our responsibility to worry about that aspect of it.
Right. What other people feel about what I'm
Exactly,
posting.
because why am I supposed to show my bad days? Because for me, that's just oversharing. That's just something that's personal to me, and I don't believe it's every single thing you're supposed to put on social media.
Right.
So I don't feel like we're obligated to show both the negative and the positive.
Right. But I feel like
I wanna know your take, because I feel like there are different types of let's say sharers. Like some people share specific things, like thematic things. Like I like to share myself in a swimsuit. But like for example, there are some people that vlog their lives or document their lives for social media. And to me, that when I think about an influencer, that's what I think about.
Right.
The person that tells me I eat this when I woke up this morning, I did this workout, and then I did this, and then you know what I mean. So I want to know his take, because I feel like you're a little bit more of like lifestyle. So you're more of like, okay, this is what I did. You know? What do you think about that?
I think that, wow. It's heavy.
Just cut off that a bit.
I just think that on social media, we have people where they put up this whole front. And the thing is, you know the front. You know that then they put up the front. And if that's what floats their boat, then okay, cool, babe. But we several of us know the reality of what's really going on. But if you want to sell this, that's good for you. No problem. We're not nobody.
Right.
If that your hustle, you hustle. But at the end of the day, bring yourself right back down to earth and remember that where you start from.
Right.
And so from my perspective, in what I do, I carry people along for my day to day. Of course, I don't vlog everything because I would get tired of myself.
Of course.
But like I decided that I was going to show a little bit of the good and a little bit of the bad.
Right.
Especially when it started coming to like weight loss and mental health, like being real with people, and that's how you connect with them, and that's what you want to do. If
Right.
you want to create content, if you want to be an influencer, you have, in the back of your mind, you have to remember, okay, I want to make a positive impact. Not everybody I think the same, and that is fine.
Right.
But if you want to do it for the gram, because you're the outside, because you're the this, you're the that, at the end of the day, talk about the real things.
Right.
Yeah.
Talk about the real things. Like, I don't have a problem telling my followers that I've been doing therapy, that I have my traumas and stuff like that, because a lot of them end up reaching out and be like, wow, I don't feel alone anymore. And that's how you know you do your job properly. I know to do it for the outside. I want to do it for the people I reach out and be like, you know what? I felt that.
Yeah.
I feel seen. You know? So yes, if people want to put this whole double life, if you want to go on like Hannah Montana, you do you.
Best of both worlds, bro. Best of both worlds.
You do you. But if you honestly want to make a change and an impact, do it properly, you know.
Right.
Not lie to people, not you know, they show them all of this, and like you just said it, with this pandemic and our current economic status, not everybody could do the same thing.
Right.
And as you also said, it's not our responsibility of how people feel towards the content that we put out. What we have control over is what we are doing.
Are we authentic or not?
Exactly. I don't want to lie to nobody and be like, guys, I the outside, I the do this, I the do that. When in that up here, I'm not doing well. I'm not going outside if up here I'm not good. For what?
But you know, something that he's saying towards the idea of being authentic. Sometimes, especially in Belize, our society, maybe it's in all over the world, I'm just pinpointing Belize, people tend to, if they show that other side, they show their vulnerability.
Right.
People look at you sometimes in a different way. And it doesn't have to be positive. They may not be connecting with you, and they might be like, well, boy, you know, here, the
Ooh,
unhealthy take care of him, he only
Yeah.
messed up, boy.
Yeah,
I'm going to tell you the baddest of the bad, but watch out, they pose up in this thing, and watch how you have to go. He create all kind of things come from that. So I guess I could look at that aspect too in how our society is set up and say how
Yes.
it's kind of messy.
100%.
Where people can look at you and they're like, how he did do this and he did go through this and that kind of thing. So
But that's why you do it to a certain extent.
yeah, I think that's a balance that's hard
you have
to find.
to find the balance.
Right.
So people, because you know there are people who are fast.
But look for
No,
me.
no. Not only fast, there are people that really and truly, users, that really and truly live through you and then feel like they are, sorry, I spit my, and, oh no, edit that. And then feel like they're entitled to one, an opinion, and
Yeah.
two, they want to tell you that you are bad or wrong for whatever reason, so they could bring you back down to
Exactly.
them. You know what I
So
mean?
they're looking for something too as well.
Yes,
in that sense, that
100%.
least slip up, that least your
Yeah.
least secret that you're sharing to them.
Ooh, I see she edit that right there. She you know what I mean?
So like when you show your flaws,
Yeah.
sometimes it becomes detrimental for you sometimes because and it also depends who to follow you to, and you too as an influencer have to be like, you know what? At the end of the day, I just to be me, and if you want
Yeah.
to exit it, that's your problem.
The
That
unfollow button is there. Click it.
I can make you unfollow me if you want, because you know
Or
Instagram
that
that
too.
feature too. I just throw that
Yeah.
out
Yes,
there.
yes, yes.
Yeah, they just
yes.
updated
Yeah.
that, guys, in case
So-
you didn't know.
Knowing that there are pressures and that your mental health is at stake if you misuse social media, what advice would you give younger kids that like legitimately are born and have a tablet in their face, like as them ban? Listening to, I don't know, what's a thing that, I don't know, I don't have kids. But I don't need that. But you know what I mean? Like, what do you tell them? Because I remember when I just started, how, like the social anxiety that I would have after I posted something. And mind you, Facebook have certain content and Instagram the one content.
Yeah.
My OnlyFans hasn't started yet, but
Okay.
we're going to
Yeah,
work
we
on
get-
that.
We're getting baby steps.
So,
Okay.
baby steps. So I remember, I like really and truly remember thinking to myself, oh my God, people, I think because at the time I was more prim and proper. I had what you'd say a social responsible
Back
job.
when you were
like,
saved.
back when I used to go to church.
You can go later, no worries.
I really, really and truly remember struggling with myself internally and saying to myself, no, I am posting this because I want to post it. And, who doesn't like it, not like it. And that's how I've been living my life since. But back then it was a struggle between what I think is cool and what I would like to portray as opposed to, you know, what I feel like our very small and judgy society might say about me.
Yeah.
You know, in regards to our young people that are coming up right now, it's so different. The generation is totally different compared to our generation,
Right.
where we're more like, we were actually outside, scraping our knees, think the socialization, everything was different. You're right, they're born with a tablet in their hands, like they're constantly on media, they know how to look up everything on YouTube, they know to do TikToks and edit it better than anybody I've ever seen edit. And so like, that identity is gonna be harder for them because they're naturally already like enshrined with media.
Yeah.
So we went outside, we socialized, we were in the classrooms. Right now, school online is a thing.
Can you imagine?
So it's gonna be super hard for them to gain their identity because everything they're seeing is a screen.
Right.
And even now, if you've noticed, there's so much studies that show that people that are born in the 2000s have a problem with socialization. Like they don't really know how to public speak, and they're struggling with just making friends and so forth because they're always in front of a tablet, a camera. So I think it's gonna be very tricky to see how we're gonna move and gravitate and evolve now because you can't take away the tablet now. It's already there.
Right.
You can't take away online school because it's so much easier for people right now. The whole idea of doing a job. It's easier in a sense of like the whole mobilization and what have you with Zoom and all these things. These things are so much easier to work with than going physically somewhere. And so you can't expect us to go backwards because that's what people are gonna think it's going to be. So now we have to figure out how our young people are going to figure out their own selves. What are they going to be looking at? So now it becomes, what do you look at? And that's going to build you.
Exactly that. So my advice, especially young people or people with self-esteem issues or anxieties, filter. When it comes to sharing, I post whatever, anytime. I don't care
We know.
at all.
We know. Trust me. We know.
But genuinely, like when nudes out on social media, some major personal drama, I have no idea. Because the people on my social media already filter who I have. So my advice would be, if every day this person pop up on your feed and within the post MDR or something to piss you off or you're like, what the hell? You don't need that person on Facebook. If you don't want to block on, just hide out.
Mute it.
So it's good to take breaks sometimes as well. Want something to mess with your mental health. If somebody turn up every weekend, that they start make you feel pressure. You have to be real with yourself and say, you know what? For my own mental health, I gotta take a little break from this person because it is start get to me.
And also,
so that would be my tip.
Sorry to cut you off again, but I think it's our responsibility as well to not get offended if we realize someone has unfollowed us or muted us or something like that. I mean,
I'm over that.
A lot of people
it does not faze me. I'm like,
yeah, exactly. Like, what's the point? Like, you don't know how your posts are affecting someone else. So for me, like, I would never hold malice or even look at it in a negative way. But I think there's a lot of people that, you know, create drama just simply because of that.
No wonder they unfollow the person.
Right.
So we're talking drama and this and that and identity and whatnot. But at the end of the day, I know I am on social media personally to make money.
Her.
Period. Like,
Bag.
I'm sorry. Yes, it comes in the form of social media currency, aka likes, blah blah blah, metrics. But at the end of the day, if I don't get my 1,000 likes on my picture, I'm like, oh, crap. Now that means my metrics are down. If people start to unfollow me, then I'm like, oh, I need to put more content. So like, I think of it as an everyday job. Like I think about it as a job. Sometimes a week goes by and I'm like, oh my God, I did not post. So how until X resort that I can't get them these views when I post it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So how do you use social media for financial gain? How do you even do it? Because I think that everybody goes on there thinking that yes man, I'll be famous when I make this work. You know what I mean? But is our likes and our follows really, do they really have any value?
To a certain extent, I feel.
Yeah.
Like how you just said, we today because we not for bag and people not for business.
Right.
That's cool. But I use it to make my coin. But as I'll share what a business owner recently told me. he's like, when we look at your page, when the team looks at your page, you're someone who's stuck up, but you're not that stuck up. So like, you are drink champagne whole night, or you are drink red tap. And I think what that made me realize is that, okay, the content I want to put in our content for everybody, but I also have to understand the type of followers. You have seasonal followers, you have day and night followers, you have 24-hour followers. So it all depends which one you kind of want to focus on. So if I'm telling you guys I'm fashion and lifestyle, which comes with a bit of mental health and a journey with weight loss and all of these things, then I know from my viewpoint it have to be something where I'm not going to force feed it, but I want people to say, you know what, I see you working out every day. I want to work out. Who is your trainer? Which has happened. That's how I make my money. That's how I get to go and work out without paying my trainer because it works that way. And if I can make a change in someone's life, if they come and say, you know what, I see you as a very confident person, which I am. I see you as a very confident person. I see you as someone that has went through all kind of things. And I know I publicly share my story because I don't have 1 million followers and I don't have a book. I do have a book, but anyway. But I'm not going to share all of that because that is something that's still personal and kept away. But if people can feel like, okay, you don't change over the years. You're not the same person you were. And that's the whole thing about growth. And you want to show that and inspire people. We don't just want to sit down there and be like, oh, we outside, or have drama or this. Like, we want to implement them into a healthier lifestyle so that they feel inspired, you know? And then that way, you know that you're doing your job and the whole content you end up creating is a little bit different because then the employers you get will be much different and they're going to hold you to a certain standard all the time. So it's just important that everyone on social media who wants to do influencing, content creator, whatever it may be, OnlyFans, it's fun. Just know exactly what it is that you want to share and how you feel you could connect with your people.
Yeah, that's a thing. Content creating is substance because you have to create it and it has to make sense and
it has to make
portray
sense.
meaning and feeling.
People for a reason. You
have
have to give them a reason to follow you in the first place.
Yes, people have to be interested in you. So
you have to be interesting then.
You have to be
interesting.
And another thing too that people don't realize, you could have all these followers, but you could easily lose your engagement. So you actually have to keep up with your followers and literally constantly. It literally doesn't matter how much followers you gain. You have to keep up.
Post. Especially like with your stories, you have to get your views up there.
So let's say somebody is trying to, go on social media and, sell margaritas. Yeah. Okay. So, how do you advise someone, or like, what have you done to try to make your business, viable and profitable?
Well, speaking from the position, I have a lot of followers on social media, sir. I think a mistake that some people make when they're starting a new business on social media, they create it separate from their page. They like you to start from scratch, or they start on baby from the womb. If you use your platform, then you have an advantage. So my advice, of course, would be to use any platform that you already have access to, or if you just want to sell something but you don't use Facebook, then I would suggest that you partner with somebody, Angel or Kia or Renata or Drea. You have to pay big out money for Drea.
just so you guys know.
Partner with somebody who already have engagement and followers.
Yeah.
You don't want to start from scratch because then you start thinking that your product or service are the problem. But that just, really penetrate any market because you just stand alone in your back room isolated. So no start from scratch.
Because building that following is it's hard. Because most of the times I'm like all the followers you have are gained over years because you gave them content, they connected with you, you've gone somewhere, they followed you. So just wake up one day and I'm gonna do this and then I'm gonna start from scratch. It ain't gonna be the same like that.
I would say start with your people first, the people around you first. That's how all businesses start, Like, I have this product, I'm doing this thing, I wanna do this vlog, support me, people that I care about,
They're like, please.
And then you amplify it, you know, with
Slowly.
the what you call it, a megaphone that is social media.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, some people just use social media for fun. They don't care about the world. But I feel like it does impact what your, I would want to say, social identity is now. You know? And I really feel like the main the main piece of advice that I would want to give everyone or anybody that, you know, feels that they may be addicted or have lost their way, because I've lost my way a few times. I've deactivated my account a couple times, you know. I said, I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
Then you came back.
I still wait for my come back. I'm still on private, guys. Still on private. I take off the public figure thing so fast.
Oh, yes, 100%. And like that, it comes down to confidence. But also, we still live in a small society, and headhunters will look at your social media to see what kind of person that you are, right? So if you're looking for a job, what kind of stuff do you think that you should have on social media, and what are those boundaries? Like, what is that like boundary between, okay, I can share this because everybody, you know, I'm authentic and I want people to know who I am, but also I want to be respectable and I want to be able to get a, you know, 8 to 5 when I'm ready, or a recommendation letter.
Listen,
What you do?
let me tell you about this, because I'm about this life. I'm about this life.
Same.
Well, create a close friends list. First things first, create a close friends list.
Okay, actually, you know, I started out close friends list because of you.
Really?
Because I realized that every time I like,
You will promote yourself.
every time I watch your story and I'm laughing, it's because she's saying something not out of the way, but you know,
Yeah.
maybe not appropriate.
Taboo.
She's saying something taboo. And then I realize, oh, she do this, I get crucified. Like, you know what I mean? And then I'm
Close
like,
friends.
oh, it's green. Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. All right.
Yeah.
So now I do it.
And then for me, it's like being a public figure at one point in my life and being like the role model for teenagers and doing stuff like Queen of the Bay, the prestigious Queen of the Bay. It's like literally you're allowed to do nothing. You're not allowed to drink alcohol. You're not allowed to have a night out and just enjoy yourself as a 20-something-year-old.
And then all eyes
Yeah.
are on you 24/7.
Yes,
so that are
exactly.
looking for something.
You mentioned about that currently next day. I never feel like
But we know why you're not Queen of the Bay.
one
Yes,
of many
so
reasons.
One of the reasons.
You know, so in some ways it silences you, because I used to be that person. I used to be an Andre. And I used to literally comment on everything and make jokes about it, and you know, but you know that gets you in a lot of trouble sometimes.
All the time.
Yeah. So at one point I literally completely was silenced because of these things. So for me, I had to find that outlet. So for me, that was putting my account on private and creating a close friends list, and that has worked out amazing for me. So all the insecurities I had before and the little anxiousness I had after posting something, it's no longer there because I
Right.
created those boundaries.
I appreciate that, and thank you for giving me advice. Because the people that are on my close friends list get a lot of great content.
Yeah, like they really appreciate you.
They love me.
appreciate you.
I'll add you. I'll add you. I might think both, you know.
Wait, I think I'm
Wait,
For reach that level. Okay.
You might
Well-
say that's a judgmental Belizeans.
yeah, oh no,
I
still
know,
go to
like,
church and such.
I'll pray for
You
you.
guys are political figures. You can't. That's a completely different. You know.
I connect with everyone.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Well, let's hold our thoughts real quick. We're gonna go for a quick commercial break, and when we return, we're gonna have a virtual chat with special guest Miss Gina Smith to help us dig even deeper. Stay tuned. Hey, welcome back to Taboo Talks. I'm Jarena, and we are now about to be joined by social media expert Miss Gina Smith, who is the owner of 501 Media in Belize. Are you there, Gina?
Hi guys, yes
Hey.
I'm here. I love
How are ya?
listening to your talk.
Thank you. Have you heard everything?
I did, and you know what? You guys are truly pioneers of, influencers in Belize. And you all have some really good points. And I'm glad to hear that everyone in there, every single panelist sitting at those seats knows what they're doing. So kudos to you guys.
Thank you, Gina.
I'm literally sending all of you guys heart emojis.
Okay, well, we have some questions for you, Gina. You ready?
Yes.
Okay, so one of the first questions is, because we're very concerned about how to make money out here. We're in the bag. What are suggestions for people to maximize social media for their businesses? What do you think? What would you tell them?
Well, there's many things you can do to start off. If you are a new business, it all depends if you're new or if you're already established and you just need to switch up your branding, expand your following. If you are a new business, find different people, lovely influencers like yourselves to partner with, get your brand down to a T, and just go out there, make friends online, and always remember, ideally, every single follower that you have, the goal is to let those followers become customers. So you don't want to have, it makes absolutely no sense if you have 10,000 followers, but you have 500 likes or, 1,000 views. You want those numbers to be high up there. So, and you want every single person, and it's just finding your niche market. And you want to want to have every single person there, or majority of people listening in to what you all are saying on different platforms. As small business, large businesses, you want their money at the end of the day, and you want them to be customers of yours. So really going out there, partnering with different brands, posting multiple times per day on different platforms, and never.
It's so hard.
Yes, it is. And ideally, for Instagram, just throwing some numbers out there, ideally you would want to post 7 to 24 times per day on your story. Whether you are a brand, whether you are, it's a personal account, as an influencer or a company, that's how many times. And you guys and I know that's hard work. But posting all the time, and every single thing you post, make sure the brand voice that you want to create is all consistent in every single thing that you post. What else? Just keeping your brand consistent, posting constantly. You won't post on Facebook the same thing you post on Instagram. That goes for your personal accounts, and that also goes for your company account. So you won't post 7 to 24 times on your Facebook story or even on your news feed or your regular post on Facebook, but you can do that on your Instagram. Also, it's using all platforms, figuring out what content works best for the brand on whichever platform. So don't be afraid to join TikTok. Get out there. Use YouTube. A lot of people aren't in the business world, and locally, I don't see a lot of people utilizing YouTube as much as they should. Getting out there just on every single platform and showing people what your business is about, showing people good people to partner with, legitimate people that are online that have, a good image, and just doing that together.
Thank you. So basically, be consistent, find the right partners, and
Content.
it's the bane of our existence, I think.
And you know what? Business that you're doing though, you have to be consistent. You need to be. Every business needs to show that quality right there. So that's what people look for, even if you're doing that physical business. And then, of course, partnerships in every single sector. Partnerships are what build you or break you, really. Because those people, whoever's following them will then follow you. It's like building that network.
Yeah,
and then, of course,
for sure.
posting all the time. And make sure it's relevant posting that people actually want to watch.
Wow. All right, Gina. Question number 2. What are your suggestions for people to avoid getting too caught up by social media hypes that come and go? What are the trends that we should be avoiding?
To be honest with you, I don't think there's much trends right now other than over hashtagging that we should avoid. The thing is, what social media has caused is our attention span as humans in this 20, this generation here. Our attention span is so short that a trend now lives a week, 2 weeks max. So whether it's for a personal page, an influencer's page, or a brand, you can always jump on the different trends because it's gone like that. I mean, it lives out there in the internet universe forever, but immediately our attention span takes it in, and by tomorrow we're already looking at somebody else's stuff online.
Right.
Now, for a business brand, you have to be very careful and follow and only follow relevant trends. Like, I don't think unless you make it a big hype and a resort can have different influencers jump and start their own TikTok dance or follow a TikTok dance, and they all do it at this resort, something like that will bring the resort more views and start their own trend off of a trend. Then unless it's something like that, I don't really think companies or corporations should use trends.
I kind of want to ask just about the trend thing because I know for some, like for the Department of Youth Services, I've noticed that sometimes when they're trying to dabble in the idea of connecting with young people, they want to use trends. So in that regard, you really think trends aren't the way to go when it comes to connecting with young people?
It's really per company and per social media platform and basis or department basis. For something that deals with kids, I mean, by all means, go out there. You could do competitions. It would work great for that.
That was what I was asking you.
But with comparing that to a bank per se or an insurance company, it doesn't really make sense. So again, you find your niche. Anything to do with children, anything to get children online. They're already online, so anything to grab them online is absolutely
to grab their attention.
I say go for it. Create your own department. TikTok dance, create some sort of competition. That's an absolutely great idea, and I think it would work well.
Okay, thanks. I needed that clarity right there.
So,
and make
Gina,
yes.
have you seen, like personally seen, I know we all see because we're on the platforms themselves, so we can see each other and we can see what each other does. But have you seen any like mega social media success story that was born and bred here in Belize? And that, I mean, we know that one person.
Yes, we do know that one person.
But aside from that one person,
She will not be named at this present moment. We all know her name.
but aside from that one person, like, have you seen anybody really be mega successful?
I have not seen anybody that went out there and did it as big as that person did. But that doesn't mean we cannot.
Right.
And the thing is, I would love Belizeans and everybody here to literally stop thinking locally and think globally. Even, even with Andres Margaritas, start marketing to Chicago and Houston and Florida and everywhere in the US that you have people and start shipping out there. Like, there's so much. You need to think globally, and anybody here can get to the stage that one person got to.
Yeah.
And I've seen more growth with resorts in the tourism industry, as well as hashtags and Just Belize pages that have done more than what local influencers have. But that doesn't mean that local influencers cannot. I mean, every single one of you guys in there are capable of doing it.
Right. Thank you for that, Gina. Actually, I love that you said that because I feel that there are different measures of what success is.
Yeah.
I don't have
100%.
hundreds of thousands of followers, but I feel like in many ways my social media persona is successful. I know that some of us think the same of our accounts. So it's really and truly what, your ultimate goal is. How is this platform serving me?
Yeah.
But
and to add to that, it's every single person has a different, your platform is different from Angel's platform,
Right.
from Kia's platform. You all, your stores, everything about you, you're different people. Each of you have to find your niche market, your niche target market, whether it's Angel is fashion and lifestyle. Someone else might be health and fitness. Somebody else can be, we had someone the previous show that was tarot cards, palm reading and things like that. Find your niche market and don't go out there and instantly want everybody to follow you.
Right.
You will find your tribe. Go out there, be yourself, be authentically you, be the realest person you can be. You'll gain followers, you'll lose followers because people are trying to see if you're what they're looking for. And once your people find you, they will stick to you.
Yeah,
And by that, then your branding comes into play. And maybe you're gonna show somebody you're always drinking Moet, say, right? Let's be a little bougie here. You did a sunbar, they drink Moet, and all of a sudden you realize,
I mean, if I
this
were
is
to see
your
my social media, I'd want to be in Sunbar too.
but
You know what? I
if you
feel,
find-
Gina, I could talk about this all day. I feel like, and all of us in here can talk about this all day. But we're gonna continue talking about it on social media. How about that? On our
Definitely.
stories. Can we do that, Gina?
Definitely.
Thank you so much for joining us, love. We really appreciate your insight.
All right, no problem.
Thank you for your perspective and, of course, your willingness to take our questions. Do the guests
No
have
problem.
any questions before we go?
Arabian King on top.
I know the way how he just just now, like there was something.
I was waiting to see who was gonna take the first word. I'd give it a chance, man. All I have to say to like our lovely viewers is follow us. That's it. Join
Yeah.
us on our journey and support our businesses and our brands and enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
Well, for me, like what Gina said, I just like to encourage everyone to don't be afraid to be authentic, because I mean, for Pink, every week we have a weekly show. Please be sure to tune in on Wednesdays at 3 p.m.
Wednesdays at 3 p.m.
Yes, like every week we feature something different that we sell in the store. But sometimes it's a fitness model, or it's a working woman, or it's that trendy person that loves to go to Sandbar. So it's like, don't be afraid to be authentic.
Oh, I can't live this love.
No.
Yeah, don't be afraid to be authentic. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. I mean, we're looking for you.
Yeah.
There's always someone looking for exactly what you have to offer.
That's
so I
beautiful.
definitely encourage everyone, just set boundaries and put yourself out there and do what you got to do to make that money.
Make it. You guys?
Good. I'm just going to piggyback off what Kia said, the fact that you need to find your niche. I know Gina said it enough times already, but find your balance, find your niche, look for what you love doing and just do it. Don't worry about who's watching or who's not watching. I mean, find a healthy balance. This is the world of social media. People know what always like you. Build a bridge and get over it,
Right.
okay? Live your life
Literally.
authentically, and then at the same time, just live, okay? Don't worry about other people and what they're doing. And if you are worrying about other people, find people that are healthy for you to look at and worry
Correct.
about, okay?
Thank you. Yep.
So
Yep.
at the end of the day, do what works for you, baby. Do what works for you. 'Cause nobody could do you like you do you.
Nobody.
Drops mic now.
You have to follow that, Andre.
All I could say is just focus on your substance and not other people's hype, because focusing on you is sustainable. Worrying about other people is stressful and unsustainable. So focus on you.
Substance over hype.
Substance over hype. Thank you so much for that. And on that note, thank you everyone for joining us. And as usual, we had a great talk. We're waiting for you to tune in again next week. Same place, same time for the same Taboo Talks. Good night. Bye. Shmoney.